This is going to be a big week. We are building up to the Venus conjunct Uranus transit that will be happening on Friday. Friday is going to be absolutely insane. It's going to feel like a full moon with all the aspects. And the beginning of the week is going to be a little bit more quiet, a little bit more about transformation. So let's get into it. Hi, my name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be going over the astrology transit highlights from June 30th to July 6th. We are moving into July. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment about how your last week went with all the crazy transits we had going on. I know that I felt a little bit all over the place, especially with the Mercury opposed Pluto opposition that's been starting. I definitely felt all over the place when I'm filming this right now, which is Friday night. I feel a little bit lofty because we're working our way up to the Mercury trine Neptune, and my brain is just, it's everywhere. We are going to get through this. We are going to get through these astrology transit highlights, which I do weekly. So make sure that you are following me and subscribe, hit the notification bell. These come out every Saturday. On Monday, June 30th, we have a Virgo moon. There's not much happening this day. It's kind of like utilize the Virgo moon energy of crispiness, declutter, organize. What in your life needs to be organized mentally or physically, your surroundings. If you feel cluttered in your mind, it's always a positive thing to declutter around you. Like, is there a cupboard that needs to be cleaned out? Do you have to clean out your car, your office, your bedroom, just anything to declutter? Decluttering physically helps you mentally. One aspect that we do have is the moon is going to eventually make a conjunction to the south node that's sitting in Virgo. It's going to be applying all day, so there could be a lot of release going on, and that's why decluttering, just moving your body, making it so that you can focus on what you need to focus on without having the distractions around is really going to benefit you. Because when it comes to your Virgo whole sign ruled house, this is where you're just letting go. You're just letting go of a lot of things. You are trying to go towards that Pisces North Node right now. So we're letting go of the perfectionism of having to do everything right. So this could be a day of release. It depends on where Virgo is in your chart and if you have a lot of Virgo placements. Because Virgo is the sign that's getting hit right now. Honestly, all mutable signs, that would be Virgo, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Pisces. Pisces, you guys are more going towards that North Node. You're feeling a little bit more relief compared to the Virgos, I will say that. You have a lot of Virgo placements in your chart. The South Node's going to hit every single one of them. When Libra was in the South Node, I have my Sun, Moon, Mercury, and Venus in Libra, and every time the South Node was sitting on one of my placements, which is about a month, like it's a good transformation, it felt kind of heavy. So just keep that in mind to really take care of yourself, take care of your body. Virgo rules that 6th house when it comes to physical health. Declutter your life, just enjoy the crispiness of being able to focus on the little details. Tuesday, July 1st, we have a lot of aspects going on, so I am going to list them all off and then we'll go into what each aspect individually means. We're going to wake up with the moon in Virgo. The Virgo moon will trine Venus that's sitting in Taurus. Then Virgo moon trine Uranus that's sitting in Taurus. And then we will switch into a Libra moon, and the Libra moon will happen around 4:16 p.m. And then the Libra moon will oppose Saturn in Aries, that's 8 p.m. And then the Libra moon will oppose Neptune in Aries, and that's at 8:30 p.m. And then the Libra moon will trine Pluto, and that's in Aquarius. And that's happening at 10:27 p.m. There is a lot going on Tuesday. Keep in mind, when we have a lot of aspects like this, not every single aspect is going to affect you personally. Some are going to be more prominent than others. It's going to depend on your chart. Since we have a Virgo moon, do you have a lot of Virgo placements? Or a Libra moon, do you have a lot of Libra placements? Since there's Aries energy, Taurus energy, that's really the main characters for this transit that we have going on. But at the same time, there is an overall collective energy, which really has to do with that moon energy. So Virgo moon trine Venus in Taurus. This is happening at 9:43 a.m. This is a beautiful transit. This is your emotions, groundedness. We have this earth energy with Taurus, with this Virgo or earth energy as well. This is happening early in the morning, so I believe like Tuesday morning, we're going to wake up feeling pretty good, pretty creative, pretty like it's like you want to follow that joy. You want to follow that pleasure. And trines are natural flowing energy. So you don't have to try for a trine. You're just going to feel it. We wake up pretty good on Tuesday morning, feeling good, feeling that Venusian grounded energy. And then the Virgo moon will trine Uranus in Taurus. This is at 3:30 p.m. This could be just a sudden perception change, especially since we're doing a lot of release in our Virgo whole sign ruled house. There could be a way that you are seeing something and something shocks you or surprises you emotionally, and it could be an external factor or it could be an internal factor. It's just you transmuting energy. With Uranus also, we experience breakthroughs. So this could be a mental breakthrough for you. You know, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. That is our mind, that is our communication. And it might be a mental breakthrough when it comes to your Leo whole sign ruled house, just because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury, the transit Mercury, is sitting in Leo right now, and that's where we're going to be having our Mercury retrograde. So this could also demonstrate itself not just as a surprise, but just a surprising breakthrough in your mind, especially if you're utilizing that moon trine Venus energy and going after your joy, your pleasure, like emotional fulfillment, Venusian energy. Then you could probably honestly like get this aha moment in the afternoon, like, wow, I really enjoy doing this. Why don't I do that more? Why haven't I been doing that more? And at 4:16 p.m., Libra moons. You know, I am a Libra moon and I absolutely love Libra moons, but right now we're dealing with this Saturn-Neptune opposition in Aries every time we have a Libra moon. It's just going to be our future. We're getting a snapshot of it right now because Saturn and Neptune will retrograde back. And I'm really feeling this Mercury trine Neptune transit right now. This is opposing energy. Usually it's one or the other. And I feel like with Libra moons, we want to be social. We want to enjoy the company of others. And Aries energy is about being really independent. So I feel like with this opposition, especially, you know, this is happening at 8 p.m., then 8:30 p.m., you know, with this opposition, you could feel like, you know, I really want to be around the people I love, but I have to get stuff done. You know, I have to get things done. I have to focus on what serves me right now. It could be like a little example of like, you know, getting off of work, coming home and wanting to hang out with your family, but you have to do things like still. You have to get things done. You have to work out. You have to, you know, whatever it is that you have to do to make time for yourself, meditate. It doesn't really matter. So I feel like this could feel that way for a lot of people. And I feel like this energy is just going to continue with Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Is we're going to feel like we want to be around people and do things, but Saturn is discipline, Neptune is that our dreams, right? So we're pushing towards doing things that we have to do for us and pulling away from those people-pleasing tendencies, but we still need people in our lives. So it's going to be about that balance between your Libra whole sign ruled house and your Aries whole sign ruled house. I love this. Libra moon trine Pluto at 10:27 p.m. Yeah, it's late at night. So if you're asleep, you're just going to have really good dreams. I mean, that's just the way it kind of plays out. But I really do feel like the Libra moon trine Pluto is just a beautiful flowing energy between, you know, you, yourself, and what you find pleasure in, because we have that opposition, right? So you're trying to find balance between yourself and others. So it could be like this beautiful, like, you know, wow, I balanced that out. Wow, I figured that out. I figured out how to do this, because Pluto is always searching for that transformation piece. Like, define deeply, deeply what you really want and what's subconsciously holding you back. Pluto can bring that out. And a trine is natural flowing, beautiful energy. So I feel like that depending on how your night goes with that Libra moon opposition is going to be dependent on how this trine works for you. Because this trine can be transformative and you can go with the flow and like the transformation, or maybe you didn't have such a great night and you can be a little bit emotional and have a little bit of a breakdown. Nothing wrong with that. I cry, okay? I get it out too if I need to. If you're already asleep, this is beautiful flowing energy from the depths of your soul. To like, this could be communication with your higher selves. This could be communication through your dreams, the people that you love. You know, Libra is that relationship sign and Pluto is in Aquarius. So you also could be fed ideas. Aquarius is about innovation, that innovation energy. So ideas could come. Basically, feel good transformation. On Wednesday, July 2nd, we have a second quarter moon, and that's going to be happening at 3:30 p.m. Basically, second quarter moons get us prepared for the full moon. New projects can come to fruition. You could be getting close to completing a big project, especially because it's leading up to a full moon, and full moons are all about harvesting and reaping the benefits. We do have some activity at night, though. We have Libra moon square Jupiter at 2:25 a.m., Libra moon sextile Mercury at 5:29 a.m. So those two aspects there, Jupiter's involved. Jupiter likes to expand things. So your dream might feel pretty expanded right now. During the night, your dreams could be a little bit fire, which there's nothing wrong with that, especially leading off of that Libra trine Pluto aspect from the night before. So we're leading into, and this is the witching hour, 2:25 a.m. So if you're somebody that wakes up, that pays attention to their dreams, Jupiter could expand a dream for you, give you some subconscious messages when it comes to the relationships in your life. Especially with Libra moon sextile Mercury, that's happening at 5:29 a.m. So leading into that, Mercury is our mind, it's our communication, and a sextile is something that is, you need to take action in order to reap the benefits. But since we're sleeping, that's our subconscious taking action. Unless you're awake. If you wake up really early, okay, it might play out a little bit differently. But that's our subconscious taking action. Not everybody is going to feel that aspect, and that's okay. So just let your subconscious do its thing and see what happens. See what dreams come to fruition during the night. This is also a really great day to set your intention. Get ready for this full moon. It's all about intention. New moons are the new beginning, and that's really important to set that intention there. But sometimes our intention changes, and so we're having this full moon in Capricorn. This is going to be the week after. So set that intention for your Capricorn whole sign ruled house and kind of get a feel of, what is it about this house? What is the context of this Capricorn whole sign ruled house? And how do I want this full moon to play out? Start listing your requirements. Don't hold on to expectations, but it's a good time to start thinking about this. Thinking about what projects you want to bring forward, how you want to utilize this full moon. Thursday, July 3rd is a really weird day. I just have a feeling this is just going to be a weird day. It's an all-day void of course moon, and it's a Libra moon all day. So I feel like that now that we've gotten away from the opposition of Saturn and Neptune and how that played out, I feel like that this is going to be a really great day to focus on your relationships that actually serve you in this life, people that you have fun around, people that show you that love and you show that love back. I feel like Thursday is just going to be this pleasant day, and that's okay because I'm not even at Friday yet, and Friday is absolutely insane. We need to have those quiet days. This is going to be a nice quiet day. Also, void of course moon. Don't make any important decisions this day. Everything is more of a what if on void of course moons. It's not a finalization. You could feel a little lost in the clouds. Void of course moons make you feel what is time, where are things going, and if you try to overthink or try to focus too much on where you're going, what you need to do, and you try to push, the void of course moon can just push right back and be like, what are you doing? And it can set up little obstacles. That's something I've noticed. So this is a day to be like, you know what, it might be a lofty day. I might be out of it. I might want to hang out with friends. I might not want to hang out with friends. But I do recommend at least enjoying somebody's company. It could be pets. It doesn't have to be another human being. But enjoying the company of another energy, another soul is going to be so beneficial this day. July 4th. Friday. Okay, I'm just going to list off all these aspects and then we'll get into it, okay? I like how I just wrote under July 4th, Friday. The only note I wrote was giving full moon energy, pretty much. All right, let's go. The moon will move into Scorpio at 4:33 a.m. Venus will conjunct Uranus at 7:45 a.m. The Scorpio moon will square Pluto in Aquarius at 10:46 a.m. Venus will move into Gemini at 10:31 a.m. Scorpio moon will trine Jupiter in Cancer. Oh my goodness, so many aspects. Scorpio moon will trine Jupiter in Cancer at 4:06 p.m. Neptune goes retrograde, okay, at 4:34 p.m. Am I missing any? No, I think that's it. That should be enough. So we're going to wake up in the morning with a Scorpio moon. Okay, so while all these aspects are happening, these big transitions, Neptune go retrograde, Venus moving into Gemini, we are going to be in transformation energy. We are going to be in dig deep energy. Scorpio moon energy is all about that transformation. It's all about understanding why you feel how you feel and digging deep into it, especially if you're not enjoying your feelings, if you're not enjoying a situation or enjoying how you're feeling. Scorpio moons figure that shit out, okay? They smooth things over for you if you choose to dig, if you choose to understand why your emotions are the way they are. This is going to be an underlining tone to all these really big transits. So just keep that in mind if you are feeling a little bit down or up and down, right? There's a lot of stuff. If you are feeling a little bit down, that's that Scorpio moon coming in and being like, hey, let's dig, let's get in there. And if you want any self-soothing, if you feel a little icky this day and just feel a little like heavy, then look to your Scorpio whole sign ruled house. What are the themes of that house? It's going to feel good to do those themes. For example, if your Scorpio is your fourth house of family and home life, it's going to feel good to be home. You're not really going to want to go out that much, you know? If you're feeling icky, it's not every time, but you're going to want to be home. If Scorpio is your seventh house of partnerships and relationships, you might want to be around people, your community, people that love you, your partner. It might feel good to be around them if you're feeling heavy. So pay attention to your Scorpio whole sign ruled house. 7:45 a.m., we have the Venus-Uranus conjunction. This is absolutely crazy because Venus is going to make a conjunction to Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, surprises, chaos, breakthroughs. But Venus is love, beauty, and pleasure. This is a benefic planet. So whatever surprise has been waiting that's in store for you, it should be pleasurable. Of course, it's going to matter what other aspects are happening in your chart, but as the collective energy, it's very pleasurable. Venus is just a beautiful, beautiful planet, and it's going to be making this beautiful conjunction to Uranus. I really feel like it's just going to be breakthroughs for a lot of people. I feel like it's going to be like a light bulb moment. It's like, aha, this is what I love. This is what I don't love. Other people, like, if it's in your eighth house, it could be unexpected money, second house, right? Like, you have to pay attention to where Taurus is in your natal chart. What does Taurus rule? Where is this conjunction happening? But I feel like the majority of us are going to get an aha moment because we have Venus conjunct Uranus, and then Venus is going to move into Gemini right after because Uranus is at that 29th degree mark. And that's why I'm saying, like, this is big. I say kind of. It's big. 29th degree is an anaretic degree. It's where the transits and where the planets really push things out, like that last hurrah, like let's go, because Uranus is moving into Gemini. We're not there yet. It's going to be the following week, but next week, but we're not there yet. Have Venus moving into Gemini immediately after getting to that 0 degree mark of Gemini, and then we have the Scorpio moon square Pluto. This is not a favorable aspect. I feel like that with the transition of Venus moving into Gemini, it's going to feel like such a switch up because Venus is at home in Taurus. It's been doing its thing. It's been loving being there. And now it's going to move into Gemini, which is all about the mind more, like getting pleasure from the mind. And with this square, the moon is your emotions squaring Pluto, and it's happening literally at 10:46 a.m. So basically at the same time, there could be this little this little hiccup moment, this little ick moment, or just like a hiccup in your brain, a hiccup in hold on a second, I just had this aha eureka moment, right? The Venus conjunct Uranus transit, and now I'm moving into this different energy all of a sudden, but I'm still trying to enjoy what just happened, but now Venus is in a different place. And so if you are sensitive to energies and you feel energy very intensely, I feel like it could just be this little hiccup moment. But Scorpio moon squaring Pluto transformation, Scorpio moon transformation. So it's just about you making that transition. I don't feel everybody's going to feel that. You just might feel a transition. You just might feel this perception change, this emotional change within you. And you're like, whoa. It could just be a whoa moment, like speechless as well. There's a lot of different ways it could play out, but it's going to feel different. almost instantly. What I do love about this day is we do have Scorpio moon is going to trine Jupiter. Anytime we have any aspects to Jupiter, it just brings us optimism. So even if you do end up having that hiccup earlier that day, we have this trine to Jupiter, the planet of optimism, sitting in Cancer, and it hasn't been in a water sign in a minute. So Scorpio moons just in general, when it makes this aspect, this trine, and this is going to be in the afternoon, it's just going to feel good. So pay attention to your Scorpio whole sign ruled house and your Cancer whole sign ruled house. These two houses are talking to each other in the most beautiful way. So there could be some emotional fulfillment, transformation. I mean, this is a big day. Either way, there's just a tone of optimism, of feeling good of what direction you're going in. Neptune also goes retrograde at 4:34 p.m. I think we're going to feel this moon trine Jupiter, this optimism. Neptune retrograde, it can create some illusions within yourself. That's how I experienced the last Neptune retrograde. But what's different about this one is I don't really have all the answers to this yet, just because Neptune is in Aries and it hasn't been in Aries not in our lifetime, okay? It hasn't been in Aries. So we are getting used to Neptune in Aries right now, and we're getting a sneak peek, and we just got one of Neptune being forward. Now we're going to get a sneak peek of Neptune being retrograde, but I do want to point this out because the day that planets go retrograde, you can really feel the difference, but we have so many other aspects going on this day. I don't know if we're going to feel this right away. It's going to depend on you and where Aries is in your natal chart. Is it in a prominent house, the 1st, the 4th, the 7th, or the 10th house? That's going to be really important if Aries is in those set of the houses, or if you have any planets that are sitting at that 1 or at that 2 degree. Neptune will be at 2 degrees. If you have any planets sitting at that 2 degree mark in cardinal signs, that's also you're gonna feel it more. So it's gonna depend on the person for this. I haven't totally figured it out, but Neptune retrograde makes you pull in, and all the illusions are within you. All the dreaminess is within you. You don't really see a lot of external dream validation type of stuff. But with Aries, it's a cardinal sign. It's all about taking action. So I feel like a lot of us could be reflecting starting on July 4th in the afternoon. A lot of us could be in more of a reflection mode of, I don't know if I want to take action there. I don't know if that's part of my dreams. I don't know. I don't know if I should take action, have this conversation with this person. I feel like it could make us a little tentative to want to take action. That's just what I get from it right now, but we'll see. We'll see. With Neptune retrograde as well, our dreams, they're kind of on fire. So keep that in mind. They are more heightened during Neptune retrogrades. We also have the Scorpio moon square Mercury at 11:29 p.m. and with Neptune going retrograde and this crazy day, hopefully you just have you sleep like a baby. Like I hope you do. But with this, depending on how late you stay up and your time zone, the moon square Mercury, the moon is in Scorpio and Mercury is in Leo. Leo energy is all about that validation and that confidence, and Scorpio is all about that transformation. So I could see a lot of us going through a transformation when it comes to our confidence and understand like where we're holding ourselves back, whether that's through our dreams, whether we're awake and something happens that day because of that Venus, conjunct Uranus that happened, which is a surprise. Like you don't know what's going to happen, and it might have shocked you so much where you're like, hold on a second, I know who I am. I got this confidence. So we'll see how this plays out. Some of you might feel this, some of you might not feel this. It depends on if you're dreaming, if you're awake. But I do feel like if you are somebody that dreams a lot like me, this is going to make your dreams a little crazy. And it can bring up some trauma. It can bring up things that, maybe you weren't so confident in, and we're looking to heal that. On July 5th, Saturday, we also have another aspect happening during the night for our dreams to help us out even more with our dreams. We have Scorpio moon making a sextile to Mars at 1:20 a.m. Mars is anger. Mars is also action orientated. So I do feel that if you are sleeping, your subconscious is doing the work for you. And also, your dreams are going to do work for you. They're going to show you stuff. They will. And if you are somebody, like I said, that dreams, it will show you stuff. And I just feel like this is added transformation and taking action on the transformation. And not everybody's going to feel this, but it is a possibility for you. And then at 8:29 a.m., we have the moon making a trine to the sun. This is a beautiful aspect because it's showing your identity, the sun, and your emotions, the moon, are just flowing back and forth, and they understand each other on a beautiful, beautiful level. So you're going to look to your Scorpio, whole sign ruled house, and your Cancer whole sign ruled house. This is where transit sun is right now. It's in Cancer. But these two houses are working beautifully together and making you feel whole naturally. Like, you might not feel this super intensely, this transit, but you're just gonna feel like you know which way you're moving, you know which way you're going. It is water energy. If you've been following along and making sure that, like, everything that we just talked about through all these transits, that you're handling them in a way that if anything does come up, you're transmuting the energy, healing the energy, that's inner child work, shadow work, whatever you want to call it. I do feel like that your identity and your emotions are just going to come together in a beautiful way on Saturday night. Keep in mind, we do have the Scorpio moon still. It's not, do you want to go out? No. Do you want to stay home? Yes. Do you want to go out? Yes. Do you want to stay home? No. Like, you really have to go with your intuition and listen to your body. Listen to your body. What does your body want? Like, this would just be a great time to actually take care of your body Saturday night. Get yourself, take a bubble bath. Do something nice for your body because there's a lot of water there. So just take care of yourself. Enjoy moving in water energy. It can make us feel a little like, I don't have a lot of water. I don't have any water in my chart. I have Pluto and Scorpio. So I have a little bit of water. My Chiron's in Cancer. So I do have water in that sense, but my main placements are all air and fire. So I don't really have any water. So when a lot of water transits start happening, I try to fully immerse myself in that water energy. So if you don't have water in your chart, really try to own the water energy. Like, fully immerse yourself. Like, allow yourself to go there. Especially with Scorpio energy, allow yourself to be dark. You know what I mean? Like, just go there. And if you are somebody with a lot of water in your chart, you're going to feel good. This is going to feel good. July 6th, Sunday, we are going to wake up with a Scorpio moon. There's just a lot of awake Scorpio moon energy, honestly. And depending on how your day went before, you might be a little tired. You might feel like you do want to relax, but there is some pretty fun aspects happening today. And at 6 p.m., we will shift into a Sagittarius moon, which will feel like a breath of fresh air after the Scorpio moon, especially if you've been going through a lot of transformations, if you've been dealing with a lot of trauma and facing it head on, just depending on how it's going for you, honestly. Like, every Scorpio moon doesn't have to be digging deep and going into trauma. It's just if you have it and if it presents itself and you feel like it's right to heal. But we do have Venus making moves because Venus moved into Gemini earlier in the week. So our pleasure is all about our mind stimulation. So stimulating your mind just in general while Venus is in Gemini is going to be so helpful in order to enjoy the pleasures of Venus. Also, just enjoying your weird self. Like, Gemini energy is about being weird and not caring what anybody else thinks when it comes to your pleasure and your joy. We have Venus making a sextile to Saturn and Neptune. Saturn's going to be at 3:43 a.m. So that one could be happening more at night. You might not feel that. But if you are awake and if you're wide awake at 3:43 in the morning, Venus sextile Saturn is a good time to take action on your long-term goals when it comes to joy and pleasure, like what you actually enjoy about doing when it comes to your long-term goals. Venus sextile Neptune is happening at 9:45 a.m. This is the one we're going to feel. And sextiles, you need to take action in order to enjoy this energy. You have to push yourself somewhere. So where is your Gemini whole sign ruled house? house and where is your Aries whole sign ruled house? And I feel like because Neptune is retrograde now and we are just really in our feels when it comes to our spirituality and like who we are and where we're going when it comes to, our dreams and moving forward. I feel like this is a really dreamy aspect. So if you're feeling a little lost in the sauce, anytime anything with Neptune, just go with the flow. And it might be more of an internal transformation when it comes to your joy and pleasure because, Neptune is a higher octave of Venus. It is that extreme gratification, joy, and pleasure to that highest octave that you like spiritual wise. Floaty. That's the best way you can say, like floaty up in the clouds. So working on a creative project in the morning, Sunday morning, or just enjoying, Venus is all about relationships. So enjoying your family, enjoying your partner, enjoying your friends, going to brunch, just having a really great giggly time would benefit you Sunday morning. But I feel like we're going to wake up feeling pretty good. We do have at 5 p.m. the Scorpio moon, and it's right before it goes into Sagittarius. It's going to be opposing Uranus because Uranus is at that 29th anaretic degree. And the thing I wrote down was feeling the need to break free. Scorpio moon, I feel like that, it's going to depend on how the Scorpio moon went for you. It really is. Like, did you transform a lot? Uranus is all about breaking free, and the Scorpio moon, the moon is all about our emotions. So I just feel like that if there is something going on in your life that you need to end and you need to get rid of, I feel like this is going to be a lot of people's breaking points. Whether that's relationships, whether that's old habits or habits that you have that you need to stop doing. I just feel like this is going to feel like a breaking point for a lot of people. Like, I'm done doing that. Basically, this transit gives me the feeling of saying no. No is a full sentence. So if you need to say no to yourself, to others, it doesn't really matter where the no is directed towards. Sometimes we need to put up boundaries with ourselves as well. And Scorpio energy is all about those boundaries, putting up those boundaries. The 8th house is about those boundaries. So needing to break free in some sort of way. Uranus is a planet of surprises. It's sitting at that 29th degree. And I just feel like there's a no involved. I feel like that either to yourself or others. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment below about how the week went for you. I am super curious and I am excited for this Venus-Uranus conjunction. That's my highlight for this week. So I'll see you next week.